An Arizona-based trucking company will buy U.S. Xpress for more than $800 million. KnightSwift Transportation announced it will acquire the Chattanooga-based company for $6.15 a share.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Breaking Truckers.
KnightSwift Transportation announced it will acquire the Chattanooga-based company.
Dollface trucker back in the building. So Dollface, now I'm gonna say, like, all of last year, you kind of sort of been the face of Variant Trucking in the ambassador program for that period of time. I mean, you went out, you promoted, you made some good money from it. But now today, I'm not sure if you heard.
I have.
I'm gonna assume you have.
I have.
That the KnightSwift acquisition has came and swallowed up U.S. Xpress. I wanted to get your thoughts on it. Like, what's your thoughts on it, and what do you think that's going to do for Variant side of U.S. Xpress?
No more wasting time. Let's get it.
Hold on.
An Arizona-based trucking company will buy U.S. Xpress for more than $800 million. KnightSwift Transportation announced it will acquire the Chattanooga-based company for $6.15 a share. Our Liam Collins reports on the impact.
U.S. Xpress has had financial issues for years, and now industry experts say this is likely the best case scenario for the struggling company.
This is a big reduction in competition.
Two of the country's largest freight companies will merge this year. KnightSwift Transportation announced Tuesday it will buy Chattanooga-based U.S. Xpress for $6.15 per share, a multi-million-dollar buy that's almost the largest ever in trucking history.
I thought that it was one of the best outcomes for U.S. Xpress in the long run.
Zach Strickland is the head of freight market intelligence for FreightWaves. He explained the company has struggled for years, reporting a net loss of operating costs in 2021.
With a company that was having trouble during almost arguably a period of time where they should have had significant buffer, it just set them up to be in a really, really bad position in 2022.
KnightSwift CEO Dave Jackson called the $800 million acquisition a significant opportunity to improve earnings, adding in a statement, "We expect to apply the same playbook that proved successful in the KnightSwift merger as we share best practices, improve operations, and work together to help U.S. Xpress become the best that it can be. Although it will take time, particularly given the current freight environment, we would not have pursued the transaction unless we were confident in achieving our return thresholds within a few years."
Trucking is a game of inches. Operational efficiency is the name of the game, and I don't think they're going to have to make some sort of full-on gutting or restructuring that you might envision.
The deal should be closed by September, and KnightSwift investors should see that return by 2024. Reporting.
Well, let me start by saying this. If you understand business, then you understand what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
If you're business minded and you're business savvy, you understand what's happening. When you acquire a business, it's to help the business. And so everybody knows U.S. Xpress has been struggling. They stopped the ambassador program. They stopped spending money. They stopped going to truck shows and expos. They stopped hiring on the West Coast in Florida. We lost some customers. So they're making moves before this acquisition, they were making moves to try to save the company. The stock was down, right? And say, for example, I had a podcast, Dollface Trucker Podcast, that's struggling. And your podcast is doing well. And we're in competition with each other, but I come to you and I say, Lockoutman, look, I have a lot of female viewers and listeners. You have a lot of male viewers and listeners. I'm struggling. You're not. Let's come together and work together, and you can acquire my company, and you could take, you'll have now access to my female listeners and viewers, and we can merge together. So then now we're more powerful. Now we have double the viewers and listeners. We have double the money, and I'll stay Dollface podcast, and you'll stay Lockoutmen podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, all right, cool. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And then we do that. That's basically what's happening with the KnightSwift US Express stuff. I don't have a problem with it because I know when I was with Knight Transportation, they had acquired Swift when I was with them. And
oh man,
so,
hold up. You know what? I forgot. Damn it, man. I forgot you drove for Knight at one point. Oh my God. So wow. 360. Like, I mean,
yeah, right?
we
It's
talked
full circle.
yeah, we talked about the reason why, Knight let you go, because I think
They didn't let me go. I left Knight
you
because
left.
and I didn't know how to make money. I didn't know how to run my truck. I was new, right? Today, in hindsight, looking back, I know how to make money. I would have been very successful at Knight.
Wow.
But everything happens for a reason. If I didn't leave Knight, I would never found Variant. So everything happens for a reason.
That's true.
And so, like with this acquisition, so the reason why Knight acquired Swift is because Knight was, good. They were not in debt. They were good with their finances, but they needed more customers and trailers. Knight is the largest as far as customers. They got the most customers in all the trucking companies in the industry and trailers, right? So Knight wanted to, and then plus, so Swift had a bad name, right? People didn't really like Swift. And from being on the inside, I knew how Swift did their training and how Knight did their training. Swift's training was all out of whack. So Knight had to clean that up. So when they acquired Swift, they acquired the customer base, and they acquired the trailer base, and they acquired the buying power, because if you got all those customers, you got a lot of money. So it made, to me, it was an unfair advantage for Swift, because the only thing that it was going to help Swift out with is their reputation. But Knight really got the best part of the deal, because they got all the customers and the money, right? So now those two together as the most powerful company acquiring US Express. US Express needs more customers. We need more trailers. We need more money.
Every day for the last 10 years, Loretta there has been giving me a large black coffee. Today she gives me a large black coffee, only it's got sugar in it. A lot of sugar. I just came back to complain. How you boys put those guns down?
But let me stop you right there, though. I mean, with the fact that Knight, I mean not Knight, but the fact that US Express needed all of that, would have been because of the fact that they tried to they tried with Variant to to do that, and Variant was the reason why US Express kind of went down the tubes, so to say?
No, I don't. Variant didn't. No, I don't think it has to do with Variant, because Variant is a brand of US Express, just like Total Transportation is a brand of US Express. Blah blah blah. They was already struggling with customers, and the reason why is because the drivers, some of it, from my point of view, the drivers are not servicing the loads on time. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then we're losing customers. Part of that comes from the operations. The operations are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. There's a lot of times when we have these meetings, like we have weekly Zoom meetings at Variant, and I hear how they do the things that they do within the operations part standpoint, and I'm thinking like Knight would have did like this. Knight does that. I always compare US Express and Variant to Knight. They would have did it like this. They would have did it like that. For example, let me give you an example of one of them. How we get our loads, right? At Knight Transportation, they'll dispatch you on the load before you have a trailer. So this dispatch you on the load, and if you don't have a trailer, you go look for the trailer, but that load is staying on you, right? Which you know that you're going to get that load. At Variant and US Express, you have to have a trailer first before you get dispatched on the load. So say, for example, you're having a hard time finding a trailer. That pre-plan that you saw, they might take it off of you and put you on another pre-plan once you get a trailer and put that pre-plan on another driver. Well, drivers don't understand how to run a clock. So they're bitching about, they took this 1,500-mile load off of me to give me a 600-mile load because you didn't have a trailer, and that load needed to be picked up and delivered immediately, right? So, oh, fuck. So, I always would say that Knight Transportation would have did it differently. And that's one of the things that would have did different. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm getting ready to go into the scales, so my mind is somewhere else. So when I would always say Knight Transportation did things differently, and I wish US Express would adopt that. So when US Express is being bought by Knight, that leads me to believe that they're going to do the same thing with US Express that they did with Swift. They're going to look at the operations and see what changes could be made for the better. They might end up saying, hey, dispatch the drivers on the load. And if they have a trailer or not, fine. But you see how Swift now has, it says Swift Transportation, but it has the Knight Shield, right? So now they have more trailers. So I believe that US Express is going to have more trailers. So now we can dispatch them on the load. They can get the load dispatched on them first and then go look for a trailer. And then now that's going to help drivers with more customers and making more money and getting more miles.
So with this acquisition, for you, Dowface, as being a driver with Variant / US Express / now Knight Transportation, would that give you any incentive to stay with the company a little bit longer just to see how this company gonna turn out, or are there any plans for you to level up in the future?
Wait a minute. You know, this is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee. I've had, I can't tell you how many cups of coffee in my life, and this is one of the best.
I'm not going anywhere. Even before the acquisition, I wasn't going to go anywhere. When I leave Variant, I'm leaving Variant to go to law school. Or when I leave Variant, I'm leaving Variant to do the pilot car. My plan, my end goal, my end game is going to law school, right? Before I go to law school, though, I have to start a business. I have to have some type of income that's going to be comparable to the income that I'm making now. That's not going to take a lot of manpower so that I can have that passive income while I'm in law school. So pilot car will give me the business to make the money and save it, but also teach it to my children so then they could drive pilot car and I'll make money as owning the company, the pilot car business. I will make money. That'll be my passive income while giving them a job and they're making good ass money, and then I could go to law school. So the only way I'm leaving Variant is when that stuff starts to happen. If I decide to stay in trucking, I'm staying with Variant.
All right, that's what's up. Staying with Variant. Well, there you guys have it.
There's no reason to leave. They're making good ass changes.
There you go.
I did a video about that.
Knight Transportation, it has acquired US Express, and I put the question in my community post: what's that going to do for Variant Trucking? Sounds like it's going to be like a mega powerhouse over at Knight.
Let me give you a little idea of something, right? Procter and Gamble. Well, no, let's not even talk about Procter and Gamble. Let's talk about what's a brand you know?
Well, no, Procter and Gamble, because that's one of US Express's biggest accounts.
Okay, so but that's not. It has nothing to do with trucking. If you buy Clorox bleach, right? Do you call Clorox bleach Procter and Gamble? No. If
Mm-mm.
you buy Charmin Ultra Strong toilet tissue, that's not Procter and Gamble. They own it though.
Yeah,
Procter and
they own
Gamble
it. It's
owns
two different
Charmin.
right. It's two different
They own
brands.
Love.
Yep.
They own Bounty. They own all that. Like for example, Pepsi or
Yeah,
Kraft.
Pepsi.
Kraft owns
Pepsi
Lunchables.
Yep. Pepsi owns
Mars.
Well, I think Pepsi owns KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut. Yeah.
Cheetos. Quaker.
Yeah, but
And
see,
then you got
I see where you're going with this. We know them. We know them by the brand and not by the ownership.
Right. Exactly. So that's exactly how it is with acquiring businesses. The owner is Knight Transportation. The brand is U.S. Express, Variant, May Trucking, Total Transportation.
Bar None.
Yeah.
Abilene.
Abilene, AA Cooper, AAA Cooper.
AAA Cooper. South Refrigerated Freight. And
or even think about like YouTube and Google and all that, right? Google owns YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, I think now. And I think they're trying to get TikTok because Biden is trying to ban TikTok in the United States. So they're trying to get a private owner. I don't know. But anyway, Google owns YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. But you're not going around calling YouTube Facebook, and you're not calling Instagram Google. They just own it. And those are the brands under their ownership. So I try to tell people, like, if you're business savvy, then you understand that it's still going to be its own brand. It's going to have its own operations. It's going to be ran its own way. Do you hear me?
I got you. So that's what's up. That's what's up. So we know that when do you know if and when? Now we know that it was announced today. What today is? March. What today is? What today is?
March 21st.
March 21st, 2023. So we know that, you know, it's acquired. It's a done deal. The emails from U.S. Express has went out to, I'm assuming, to all of the drivers. Did you get an email?
They went out to all the drivers. Yeah, and then they made a phone call too.
Okay. So now it's all about moving operations, or not moving, but combining operations between KnightSwift and
they're not gonna combine operations.
Well, not combined operations in a sense, but like, you know, have everything up under the umbrella so that U.S. Express could still be its own entity. If that makes sense.
How they did it at night when they acquired Swift was everything was the same. There was no change. Like the drivers didn't feel any change, but they were able to get more trailers. So all the new trucks and trailers that came out with Swift, that Swift bought with Knight's money, it had the Swift logo with the Knight Transportation shield behind it. So Knight Transportation didn't change its logo, but Swift's Transportation has the shield on it. If you
the new
see a newer Swift truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, trying to make it more modern, you know, that's, you know, I don't think they're going to do anything as far as changing the name or something like that, but, you know, it could happen. But let me ask you this before we get on up out of here. Do you think now you guys, I haven't seen it maybe every so often, but do you think now we'll see a Knight Transportation truck pulling a U.S. Express trailer or U.S. Express truck pulling a Knight
because
trailer?
Right now Swift, I saw Snyder pulling a U.S. Express trailer, and first of all, well, yes, there was a meeting a long time ago that said they're doing a trailer. I don't remember the terminology that they use, but basically, it's going to be like a universal trailer pool. Everybody's going to pull everybody's trailers. the companies have to sign up to be a part of it, like agreeing to be a part of it. But everybody's going to be pulling everybody's trailers. So that means I can go to a customer and pick up a Warner trailer, and Warner can go to Knight and pick up a Knight trailer. Like, it's going to be a universal trailer pool. That's what they're trying to do, to help with the issue of some companies have more trailers than others. You know, the smaller carriers.
logistics. Yeah, what do you call it? The driver shortage, which I still don't see it, but yeah.
I saw Snyder and Warner. I think it was Warner. One of those carriers. I saw at least 2 different carriers hauling a U.S. Express trailer.
Yeah, I seen that too. That was kind of weird. I thought it was like,
yeah, it was weird.
I thought it was maybe coming from Walmart or something like that. But I think I talked to the driver in the fuel line, and he was like, no, it was regular freight, and we was moving the trailer. And I was like, so it's not Walmart, it's not Dollar General or anything like. No, it was. Nah,
it's probably because I don't know too much about it, but I think some of these companies are brokers too, right? So, if, for example, U.S. Express, Express Global Systems, they're a broker. So if they broker the load we get a lot of trucks that come into the Tunnel Hill terminal picking up loads from U.S. Express or Express Global Solutions. So they'll probably be picking up an Express trailer, U.S. Express trailer. And you got, Werner, I think, brokers some loads. Snyder, I know, definitely brokers loads. So if it's a broker load by Snyder, you might end up picking up a Snyder trailer. So I know for sure that that's going to happen. We're going to be pulling each other's trailers for sure.
All right. Well, Dollface, thank you very much for your input. I really do appreciate it. And I hope everything.
If anybody got any questions, hit me up.
Yeah, definitely.
I know a lot more about all of this than
the
average person, and and I am still recruiting, so just throwing that out there.
You say you're still doing it. All right, man.
Yes.
Well, you take it easy, Dollface. Thank you very much, man. Make sure you
There's something in the air tonight. Got a feeling coming over me. I swear that this is that place to be. In the water, in the water.